But he's one of these, and Orny Adams and people like that who are.
Oh, sorry. There's Orny.
That's Orny, who are ranters.
I really appreciate that. You think I'm a ranter?
I do, but I think, but you have your own lane where it's not an angry rant.
Yeah.
It's a sweet,
Yeah.
relatable, obscure sometimes.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Yeah.
But it's what?
Nothing.
No, go ahead.
Again, weird battle. I heard it too.
What did you say?
You said relatable twice. Who cares?
It doesn't matter. I just like pointing shit out.
Yeah. For the listeners, somebody went, thank you when you did that.
It's because he does it to me all the time. So
Yeah.
I'll just point out when
I like your rants.
Jacqueline's Revenge is the
That's
true
what
name
I'm
of
here
the
for.
Name of the podcast.
But no, you know what I call those as a comic? I call them shotgun bits, meaning there's certain jokes that are just like big, lot of points, lot of feeling. And the thing I like about those jokes is you don't have to like memorize them. It's sort of how I write these days is you know recognize a big feeling that you have that you could call a rant.
Right.
Meaning you don't have to go on stage and like try to remember how you feel. Now, having done comedy for 20 years, if I'm talking to you and I realize I have a strong feeling about Q-tips, that's when I go, just talk about Q-tips on stage. Just bring that on stage, and that's where that leads to. But Orny and Bill are two of my favorites. So
But as opposed to Jerry Seinfeld, who is a word crafter.
Yeah.
And like every word is...
Yes, I'm obsessed with Seinfeld, and I wouldn't say I disagree with him. I would say what he does is perfect for him.
Right.
And what I do works for me. And so I started really trying to be Seinfeld.
Really?
The first 10 years I was really doing, one of my early bits was I was looking at an ice pack, this is true, and it said on the ice pack, a bittering agent has been added to the contents to discourage consumption. I love that because apparently before the ice packs were too delicious, right? That's Seinfeld. It's like,
it is.
Because apparently before it's music. Right. You could write that out with the rests and the double notes. The ice packs were too delicious. Like that's how I did.
Right.
I had a joke where it goes, falling rocks is my favorite road sign. Because what are we supposed to do? Slow down, speed up? Nah, just get ready. Like that was, I changed get ready later to brace yourself. Like, it's not a great joke, but you can see how I was Seinfeld. And then when I heard about Bill Burr, I was very lucky in my early career. My friend Dan Kaufman, when he was working the road and he couldn't do it, he would give it to some of the other guys in the scene. And the dates that he gave it to me, like let me be the middle, were Jim Gaffigan and Bill Burr. Two literal like stadium comedians.
Right.
So I lucked out big time. Worked with Bill Burr in Peoria in the early 2000s. And I got exposed to a guy that was doing what I'm doing now, which is going on stage with a feeling, like something that's like your pilot light is lit on this topic and talk about it. And what I like about that is it forces, you can't fake it. Bono has this great line where he goes, if I'm not feeling it, I can't hit the note. Same thing with these types of jokes. If I'm not connected securely with the audience and engaged and remembering why I thought it was funny the first time, the joke won't work. But what makes that magic is you can't really steal my stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's what I'm saying.
Someone else doing it, like I'm with you. Like if you go like, what is funny about this? Some of my jokes, I'm like, I agree. What's funny is how I'm doing it.
It is, because I think that you find it's like incredibly sweet and likable. Not that those guys aren't. I love Bill.
Yeah.
And I've had Bill on here a couple of times. But the overriding mood could be anger or, it's not anger, but it's frustration. Frustration with those guys. And with you, there's kind of a warm kind of, even though you're ranting, it's I can't do you, but you're really pleasant and wonderful.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I called my second HBO special is called Dirty Clean, is because I'm dirty, but people think I'm clean.
I thought you were the Christian comic when I first heard about you.
That's what I mean, and that's great.
Were you?
No, I
didn't. You do the circuit, the Christian circuit?
No, that's on my Wikipedia, and it shouldn't be. I don't mind that it is.
Why is it there?
Because
that's the only thing I look at. Why? Who put misinformation in my...
I think I read that to you too.
Oh,
I think I read it to you.
God, I
Sorry,
spend...
I'm fucking with this whole podcast.
I
I'm fucking with
spend
you.
4 minutes of my important time going through Wikipedia to take care of a guest.
That's right.
And I've got misinformed, but you're not
I
Christian.
also learned about your influences on Wikipedia.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
but let
he's
him
not
answer.
on it.
Let
Okay.
him answer the...
You know what you made me remember, which might be more fun? I will get to the Christian Circuit thing, which won't be that fun. It'll be mildly fun. I'm letting everyone know how much fun to expect.
Well, set the bar low, and then you're surprising people.
There you go. You figured out show business. The first time I realized I could rant, because it was all ice pack stuff. I had a joke about RoboCop in my early days where I go, RoboCop, what kind of an abbreviation for robot is robo? You're really saving a lot of time dropping that T? And it had an act out. I go, there he is, robot cop. Get him. They got away.
Because he used the T.
Because of the T. But then the first time, and I remember my friend Leo Allen, great writer, great comic, he saw me do this joke, and he saw me. He goes like, that's you. And I go, I love that there's a berry called boysenberry. You know, there's two kinds of berries, regular berries and poison berries. And we named one of the regular berries boysenberry. And I'm like getting real. And he told me, he was like, it's not what you're saying. It's like, it's absurd that you're using your time on stage to say that.
Yes.
And to say it with importance, with urgency.
Yes.
I was like, that's one sound away from a terrible camping accident.
Right.
How it's like calling it banthrax berries. Oh, delicious banthrax. Like just, spitting and foaming at the mouth. That's when I realized I could be a rant comic. And it's so much more fun. Because to me, comedy is about picking one side and really, really digging in when everyone knows the subtleties and that's the rest of life.
Is that in your real life too? Like, is that how you converse sometimes with your...
For fun.
Yes.
I would say, in my full self-love, I would say, if I'm being that way, you're welcome. What fun.